So let's get straight down to business. The crypto crash, with market capitalization in the crypto world being erased by nearly $1 trillion. That's where it's approaching, losses of nearly $1 trillion. The most famous crypto on this planet or in the metaverse is, of course, the Bitcoin, which is the most mature one as well. It is down over 50% from its peak price of about $65,000, a peak that was reached only in mid of April, down over 50% from that. Now, the real rally in the Bitcoin started around February the 8th. That's when Tesla had announced it was going to buy Bitcoins worth nearly $1.5 billion. All those gains since that announcement of Tesla on February the 8th have been erased. If you look at Ethereum as well, Ethereum is also down and is selling off, as are the alts. This is the conversation that we're going to be having today on India Development Debate, the crypto crash and the impact it's going to have on financial markets. In fact, even if you were to right now see what's happening on Wall Street, and we're not saying that this is because of the crypto crash, but you've got the Dow down currently about 415 points in trade, down by over 1% in trade at the moment. The S&P 500 down by 44 points. The tech-heavy NASDAQ is down 112 points. We'll begin with the crypto crash, and with that, let me welcome our guest for today evening, Nischal Shetty, the founder and CEO of WazirX. Also joining us is Sidharth Sogani, the founder and CEO at CREBACO. Thanks, gentlemen, for joining us on this edition of India Development Debate. Nischal, let me come to you first. You know, we spoke a few days ago where you did say that the volatility is here to stay. But I think the kind of crash that we're now seeing is completely unprecedented. When was the last time you saw something so volatile, where in a matter of a couple of days, hundreds of billions of dollars of market capitalization of the Bitcoin going down, almost $1 trillion when you look at the entire crypto world, servers across the world coming under pressure, whether it is Binance, whether it is also Coinbase. So first, if you could begin this conversation with your reaction. It's a people's currency, as many of you call it.
Yeah, I think what we are seeing, it's not happened for a long time, where you've seen a dip of this magnitude in crypto. Since the last, I would say, 12 months have been upward trend for the whole crypto sector in general. So it's sort of a little unsettling for a lot of investors. But what we are seeing, and the reason why the servers of most of the exchanges are under heavy load, is because there's also a lot of new people and a lot of new buying pressure that's coming in. Will that help the markets bounce back? I think the next few days will give us a clearer picture, but there definitely seems to be a lot of buying pressure as well. And I think there's also this mixed sellers. One is there's a lot of panic selling happening. And the second is there's a lot of, I would say, profit booking taking place for those who entered Bitcoin about a year ago. Because if you look at it, it's technically still at least 3 to 4 times higher than the prices that you saw in 2020. So it's a combination of profit booking and panic selling, but there's definitely buy pressure being seen. Only time will tell whether they'll be able to hold the market and move it upwards.
Okay, so you're calling this as routine profit booking, so that if you can come in, to an observer, it looks a lot more than just routine profit booking. I've been reading a lot of global blogs as well. They're attributing this sharp sell-off not just to what is being called the Elon Musk dip and what he said is the insane amount of energy being used by Bitcoin, and therefore Tesla, SpaceX will no longer want to be associated with it, but the other factors at play, and I was hoping you could educate a lot of our viewers on it. The strengthening of the US dollar, what has happened in China today, the US tech stocks falling out of favor, which is not going to bode well for Bitcoins and other cryptos.
Right. So, see, if you see Ethereum is anyways 250% up than what it was at the start of the year, and Bitcoin is up by about 28%. So, and such dips are not new. I'm in this industry since last 4 years, and this is my third crash like this. There have been crashes for more than 40, 50% in single days, so it's not new. But yes, a lot of speculation had happened in the last 2 months where, new money was coming in, institutional investors were coming in. Elon Musk tweeted a lot about it, and because of his popularity, a lot of people entered into this space, and suddenly the market just went down. So there are several factors which are affecting it. Of course, the China news is there. The US regulatory news is coming in. Also, a lot of profit booking is coming in, and when Tesla denied accepting Bitcoin as payment, there was a sudden panic, which anyways, like the technical analysts were predicting a correction, okay, but the Elon Musk tweet suddenly triggered it, so there was a sudden panic which kept on going. So today it was I think a few $1 billion were lost, a lot of positions were liquidated. And the new entrants, whoever have invested in the last 3 months, a lot of people unfortunately started their first investments with Dogecoin. So those guys are like crazy. Just getting calls since morning. People are just like asking what to do with the Dogecoin. There were a lot of meme coins as well. There was Shiba and all these coins which pumped the market artificially, and it was followed by a dump. So when such things happen, usually a crash is expected, even in 2017, 2018, where a lot of scam ICOs, pumped the market, we saw a correction. And I think all these factors are coming together and making this worse because the prices have gone up as well.
Okay. If I can come back to you now, Nischal, WazirX, the platform you started, was of course bought out by Binance back in 2019, the world's largest crypto exchange platform. Something else that we've seen today are outages or, just too much server load on all the exchanges. Binance had a global one where, Ethereum couldn't be bought for some time. Coinbase also had it. It's now back up. Coinbase even paid the brunt for it in the pre-market when it was down 5% on the NASDAQ. Are all operations, at least for WazirX and Binance in India, now up and running?
WazirX, we are still in the middle of scaling up. So it's sort of intermittent, where a portion of our users are able to access, but a portion of users are not. So we are ramping up. I think we should be back very soon, 100% for everyone. But like you said, this is something that, for example, the traffic that we've seen, it's unprecedented. And it's not a traffic that comes in over a period of several hours, but it's just in a matter of minutes where everyone's sort of logged on to the website to try to buy or sell due to the market conditions. So this this is what every exchange is experiencing. And I won't be surprised to see top exchanges struggling with scaling up their servers, because at the end of the day, there are only so much resources that are readily available, and then you have to make a way for new resources, and that takes time. And it's between this time where you spin up new resources that the servers become unresponsive to a lot of new requests that come in.
Okay. So that if I could then come to you, what we also saw was a phenomenon that because there was so much traffic and outages, exchanges across the world were reflecting different prices. I don't know how that is going to be reflected and all of that. But I also just wanted to get your view on this. If the US dollar continues to strengthen and the kind of statements that have come out of China, what is this going to mean for the crypto world?
Well, crypto is meant to be borderless, so no matter what happens in China, no matter what Elon Musk tweets, there would be a temporary speculation. But if you zoom out of the chart, you will see.
Sidharth, if I could just, Sidharth, if I could just interrupt you there, and I'm sorry to do that and interject so rudely. It is supposed to be borderless, but haven't today's developments actually shown it's not borderless, or over the last couple of days? Because even though it's supposed to be the people's currency and even though it's supposed to be borderless, it is inversely proportional to the US dollar. It's just the way it is.
No, in my wallet, one Bitcoin is still one Bitcoin. It's the US dollar which fluctuates. See, people are basically valuing something, so people who are moving to crypto, they value everything in crypto. If you go to Binance or any of the top exchanges, they will value your portfolio in Bitcoin first, and then they will convert it into US dollars so that you can understand. A lot of people are not very well versed with understanding Bitcoin's value, but in the crypto people, they value their portfolios in Bitcoin, not US dollars. So that's the way we look at it.
Nischal, with just what has happened in the last last week, actually, to be precise, at a time when it was being called the people's currency, we were democratizing currency. That's exactly the endeavor that you all started out to do, that how it would also trigger innovation and all of that. But the experience that the people have had in the last couple of days, particularly today, is going to leave a serious dent on the crypto world. Because even if you go by all the data you all are putting out, and I'm talking about the crypto blogs, the proponents of crypto, they're saying it's the newbies who are selling out.
I think so. One important thing to understand is like this is not like the first time that the crypto sector has seen a dip in a 24-hour period. It's been happening over several years. So if you study the history of the whole Bitcoin price movement, you will always see these dips happening often. In fact, I think every year you'll see, or every peak year you'll see a dip as well, and then it's seen to make higher peaks after that. And if you were to look at it at a short-term period, definitely it looks a really a massive dip. But if you are into crypto for even a 3-year period, history shows that whoever held on to crypto for a 3-year period has never lost money. So short-term investors might feel the heat, but I think anyone looking at a 3-year plus horizon, for them it seems to be either just hold on or maybe just average out your prices. So I don't think it, and in a way, I think this sort of correction is important because it also brings in some sort of sanity and some expectation settings are put in place, because the last 12 months, the expectations were that it is only going to go up. So with this dip, I think it will mature the markets more, and it will ensure that people are aware there will be downtrends and uptrends in the sector, and come in to this with a long-term vision or a viewpoint rather than making a quick buck. So I think overall it's going to just make the industry stronger than probably the perception was in the last 12 months.
Okay, gentlemen, we're running out of time, so I'd like to thank you for taking the time out to join us live on this edition of India Development Debate. Thanks so much for your valuable insights.